is the third of 4 games in the first 4. The winner tonight is the 16 seed in the Sacramento 4 region, where SEC regular champion South Carolina awaits on Saturday. Welcome to the dance. Matt Schick alongside Steffi Sorensen. Steffi, tonight is the essence of March. A couple of teams that did not win their regular season championships. They did win their conference tournament championships. And let's begin with Southern, who did it as a 4 seed to win the SWAC.
Yeah, let's go back to their semifinals where they took down Alabama A&M, who was on an 18-game winning streak. And it was the sophomore off the bench, Jocelyn Tate, who hits this clutch game winner, and they celebrate, but they move on. They handle their business. 2 really strong suits for the Jaguars. Their stifling defense and their balance offensively. They are just the 5th team this century to enter the NCAA tournament without a double-digit score. Who will step up tonight?
Well, Carlos Funches is hoping many players will in the dance for the 3rd time in the last 4 seasons. For Samford, their path slightly more unlikely. They were a 6th seed in the SoCon and knocked out the top 3 seeds in the process to get here, and they were buoyed by some freshmen.
Well, they got their confidence at the right time.
Yeah.
The confidence from the freshman, Kaylee Harborough, has been phenomenal. I mean, she was terrific in the finals, 25 points, but she loves and flourishes in this Samford offense that loves to play with pace and space. Not just a 3-point shooter. She'll attack the rim. She is a baller, and one that I know that Southern will look to clamp down early in this game, not let her get going.
She had 25 points off the bench in that conference title game, shot nearly 60% in the conference tournament, hoping things carry over here tonight. They're loose. They're ready to go. It's the champs out of the SoCon against the champs of the SWAC. The first ever meeting between these 2 teams. Samford looking for their first NCAA tournament win. This is their 3rd appearance. Did qualify for the 2020 tournament, which was canceled. Southern, their 8th tournament appearance and their 3rd in the last 4 years. They did win an NCAA tournament game last year in the first 4 out in Los Angeles. Different styles of play here we're going to see here tonight.
Yeah, the 2 very different teams. Southern loves to get after you defensively. They love to force turnovers. They like to score in the paint. And here goes Samford. They like to run a lot of ball screens on the wing. Plenty of offense to go around and hit the 3-ball. You heard the studio crew talking about it. They hit 8 a game. So Southern, what will give here is the ultimate question.
Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Capital One. Looking at Samford, Francie Morris, SoCon all-freshman team. Brianna Rivera, the nation's leader in made threes. Sierra Godbolt, the team's leading scorer. Get to the Southern Jaguars here in just a moment as Deshante Edwards. Like that, Francie Morris with the basketball. Now Bri Rivera, the 3-point specialist, skips that to the outside. Less than 10 on the shot clock. Jump shot is good. It's Emily Snoddy, formerly Emily Bowman, got married last summer. The former Vanderbilt transfer as we look at the Southern Jaguars. Jalea Reed, Deshante Edwards, Cunningham, Hurston, Demaya Porter, the lone all-SWAC performer from this Jaguars team, and the putback is put in.
That's something else to watch for that head coach Matt Wise was worried about was offensive rebounding. Samford, not a great rebounding team, just limited on their size, so that's something they've got to make sure they're clamping down and they're getting defensive rebounds.
Michaela Cunningham with that bucket for Southern. And missing that is Francie Morris, the freshman out of Montgomery, Alabama. Demaya Porter. Deshante Edwards gets that one poked away. Steals it right back. Southern Jaguars, one of the best defensive teams in college basketball. The bounce feed off glass is in. Deshante Edwards puts that one in, the senior out of Baltimore.
And you'll see Southern's going to pick up point guard and 2-player right away and try to deny them the ball. Try to wear this Samford team down.
We'll give it go there, but bat it away. And Snoddy's pass goes out of bounds. Defense to offense for Southern.
Look, this is what Southern does. This is what makes them so good and so tough. And they'll love getting out in transition. And they force 21 turnovers a game, average about 11.5 steals. They impose their will on their opponents.
So good defensively. Top 60 nationally in opponents' points per game. Top 25 in steals. Top 5 in defending the 3. And that's where Samford makes their living. Godbolt tried to get inside, but turned away by the Jaguars. Points will be at a premium here for the Bulldogs.
I kind of expect this game to be in the 60s. I heard some assistant coaches for Southern. They don't want to let Samford score more than 45.
Edwards. Yep.
Feeling it.
Check that. Jalea Reed, the 5'5 grad out of Hot Springs, Arkansas. A 7-0 run here for Southern. And that one is kicked going back the other way to Southern. They're up 7-2.
Well, their defense has ignited their offense. And Rivera just doesn't give, that much effort defensively. Way off of Reed. She's going to knock that down. She's going to make you pay. Southern can draw and can hit some threes as well. But this is the start that Southern wanted. They wanted Samford, the Bulldogs, to feel the pressure that they can put on, because all of their defense is predicated on ball pressure. We've seen that to start.
Destiny Dixon has checked in, misses the shot, put back no good, rejected, and rebound by Tarpley. You'll see Southern just play about 10 to 11, sometimes 12 players. They are usually pretty fresh, and that's why no one really averages double figures.
You're going through the stats, you're like, no one really averages more than 9 points, but 10 players will play.
Good rebound, Yarborough. The freshman sensation who had 25 points. The three ball, that one no good. As Bree Rivera has yet to find the bottom. The nation's leading three-point maker.
And everyone's like, wait, it's not easy, Fudd? No. She's right there, 11 in red.
We talked to Coach Matt Wise about that. I said, did you expect that to happen this year? He's like, she's beating AZ Fudd. Of course not. And that one out of bounds. Unable to hang on to that as Emily Snoddy will remain with Southern. There is the head coach of Samford, Matt Wise, in his first season, 37 years old. Graduate of Transylvania University, originally from Gainesville, was an assistant at Samford for 3 seasons before becoming the head coach. Has a lot, he called it a kaleidoscope of offense in his background. Billy Donovan, there's some Wyoming in there as well, and of course Samford.
A lot of read and react, a lot of playing, but you'll see a lot of wing ball screens with a lot of motion surrounding it. So I think the key for Southern is just taking away some of the vision of the guards along the perimeter, but also being tight on your ball screen coverage. If you're icing it, you're sending it to the baseline. That's something that they worked on. So executing right now is something I've been watching for, and I know all of that staff over there for Southern is as well.
Foul on Dixon, 2 personal fouls on Southern, 2 team fouls. Hurston with the other. Rivera kicks it out. Here's Tarpley for Samford. Hands it to the three-point specialist. Actually, that's Yarborough, and this one will stay right here. Kaylee Yarborough set to inbound. Bree Rivera in the short corner. And the shot clock expires. Sarah Godbolt could not get that shot off, and that might not be the last time that happens tonight for the Bulldogs. 3rd turnover for the SoCon champs. Three turnovers, 2 points for the Bulldogs. And the points keep on totaling for Southern. Olivia Delancey for the Jaguars gets that one home out of St. Petersburg.
Samford is sagging a little bit defensively, which I understand because they're trying to protect the paint. But you cannot let a player like Olivia Delancey, who's a shooter, get that wide open.
Kaylee Yarborough kicks that one over to Godbolt. Godbolt, the left hand, falling away. And rebounded here by Southern. Inside, off glass, that one no good. Rebound and a foul on the floor. Southern having its way so far with a 9-2 lead. Up next, a flashback to the Doctor of Dunk. Next. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? The first 4 is presented by Intuit TurboTax. Now this is taxes. And this is a high flyer. Carlos Funches. Oh, we had to dig up the old grainy video. 1991 College Slam Dunk Contest champion, which aired on ESPN. We talked and said, can you still get up? Can you still throw one down? He denied it at first, but said, maybe I've got one left in me.
He can definitely still dunk, and the people at home can't see me, but I'm holding up 10s right now watching those dunks. Back then, that's creative. Now we expect people to dunk over cars, but just loved spending time with Coach Funches.
He was great. 20-year veteran in the SWAC. Spent 12 years under Sandy Pugh, who was the all-time winningest coach in Southern history. 8 years as the Jags head coach. 4th NCAA tournament appearance as a head coach. 8th overall. And he just has enjoyed his time in Baton Rouge and really enjoys this team. It's a new team. A lot of new players from last year. Had to get a lot of players who wanted to buy into the defensive outfit. 10 on the shot clock. That shot is good. That's the 3-ball from Francie Morris.
Yeah, it's worth noting that in the Southern Conference semifinals, or actually the finals, Samford was down 14-3 to start that first quarter. It was just one 3-pointer that got them back in the game and went on a big run to close that thing out. So maybe this is the 3 that ignites the offense for the Bulldogs.
Another little line change for Southern. A few exchanges on the sideline, as that's a strong rebound there by Samford. And now here's Godbolt for the Bulldogs. 4 minutes gone by, 4 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Left open for 3. Francie Morris again, the SoCon 6th woman of the year. Had 22 points combined in the 3 games in the conference tournament. And a couple of early threes. One-point game in this first 4 matchups. SoCon versus SWAC. 5 on the shot clock. Jocelyn Tate can't get the left hand to go. Martha Bishop, the 2-sport standout, brings it down. A 9-0 run for Southern has been answered by a 6-0 run for Samford. How about another one? That one a little firm by Kaylee Yarborough.
I like the look, though.
Kayla Cunningham. Opponent fans wanted to walk, not getting it. Hurston off glass, no.
That was
and
tough D. Francine Morris is a terrific freshman from Matt Wise, and just spots up and shoots. And you give her that much time, I mean, she's going to make you pay. And look, Southern is icing those ball screens, so they're trying to send them to the baseline. But meanwhile, Morris is in the corner. As long as the ball handler just keeps their head up, they're going to find the open player. Good composure by the Bulldogs in the half court.
Michaela Cunningham is out. Jocelyn Tate remains in. Southern 1 for their last 10 from the floor. Here's Damani Lagway. 15 on the shot clock. Looks inside. And that is a turnover heading Samford's way. The second turnover for the Jaguars. Winner of this game gets 1 seed South Carolina on Saturday. Dawn Staley in attendance. Also met with both teams. We'll have some fun pictures from those encounters earlier today.
I sat in on one of the meetings. I was inspired. She has that effect.
Well, you've had a great start to the game, so it must have worked.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Outside. 3-ball wide open again. Kayla Yarborough could not find it. 2.5 to go here. A 1-point lead for the Jaguars. What does Southern need to do here offensively to get it going here? They've been scoreless in the last couple of minutes.
Well, I think, you have to credit Samford's defense. They're playing in the gaps a little bit. They're helping. They're going to try and take charges. But nonetheless, Southern wants to dribble, penetrate, try to get into the paint.
On Bolt, no. Tipped away and rebound here by Southern. Lagway, quick to the hoop, cannot find the bottom.
Got to give some credit to Martha Bishop, 33 in red. Comes in the game, has just been a beast on the defensive side of the floor, getting rebounds, altering shots.
5 rebounds for Bishop. 10 on the shot clock. Here is Bishop trying to initiate. Yarborough, 5 on the shot clock. The star freshman got to get it off. They can't. It's a steal by Southern. And they will pull this one out. out instead, batted away, and it'll be side out of bounds here for the Jaguars. For the 6th straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to NCAA.com. What's been different about Samford here the last few minutes?
I think they've looked just settled in defensively and getting those defensive rebounds. Seeing a couple shots go through the hoop, they've settled in. Probably some butterflies for both teams. We mentioned a lot of freshmen for Samford, so their first time experiencing this big moment, so maybe just taking a breath.
Coach Wise
we do that too over here.
Coach Matt Wise said that's very true. He said you just got to settle into these types of games. No points in the last 4.5 minutes here for the Southern Jaguars out of the SWAC. Oh, for their last 8. Alyssa Tarpley, that one batted away. Another turnover. That's why they're one of the best steal teams in all of college basketball. They get the steal and the foul. 5th turnover there for the Bulldogs.
They play with such active hands in the passing lanes. Just hands always high, up, active, trying to make a steal. Yeah, and especially Deshante Edwards. She's their defensive stopper.
She had 11 points in that conference championship game, 4 rebounds, couple assists, and a steal. The tone setter for this team, according to head coach Funchess. 20-second differential between shot and game clock. Oh, for their last 8 from the floor. Foul going the other way. That will be on Jocelyn Tate. That is her first. And the team's 3rd. Tarpley looking inbound. Godbolt trying to get free. She does. Down 9-2. Points at a premium. Godbolt thought about the 3. 12-second differential shot in game clock. Yarborough gets that one poked away. That is yet another steal. The 6th turnover, and that one cashed in. Damani Lagway with the bucket for Southern. Now they're up 3 with 15 seconds to go. First points in more than 5 minutes for the champs out of the SWAC. Francie Morris has hit a couple of threes here early. 3, 2, Morris kicks it out. Godbolt for 3, and that one way short. 19 combined points in this first quarter, Steffi Sorensen.
A lot of defense, though, getting out in passing lanes. Southern, one of the best in the country at doing that. Some easy looks for them in transition. Can Samford handle the pressure that they're feeling from the Jaguars?
She told me, your team's been preparing for this moment all year. You've been preparing for this moment since you were 3. And so the truth is, I can't believe it happened as quick as it did.
That's Matt Wise, son of Mary Wise, legendary head volleyball coach, former head coach at Florida, retired in the last year. And just listening to Matt Wise talk about the conversations, the dinner table conversations he would have with mom and dad, Mark Wise, ESPN broadcaster and colleague of ours, who, by the way, is sitting about 10 rows behind
a little
mom
separation between mom and dad.
And the rest of the family. But he mentioned it. Mom said you've been ready since you were 3, and that's literally true.
Yeah, I talked to Mark Wise. I called him the other day, and I said, give me all the dad talk. Like, what is Matt like? And he told me a hilarious story as Samford misses the 3 there. But going back to when Matt Wise said, you've been ready for this moment since you were 3. Well, because when Matt was 3, he was in daycare basically at UF. It was called Baby Gators. And he said Mark and Mary would get these phone calls. Basically, Matt was one of the more attentive 3-year-olds, and he was like organizing structure and play.
At 3 years old.
Yeah, and then he had a binder of plays in middle school. Like, he was born for this moment. And he said he talks a lot of X's and O's with his son, and Mary tends to give him a lot of advice on, quite frankly, how to coach women.
Yeah, he would say, I'm going to say this, Mom, and she'd say, that would be good for the guys. That would be good for a guys team, but that's massage your message a little bit, change it a little bit here for the women's team. Less than 10 seconds to go here. Still a 3-point lead for Southern. 5 on the shot clock. Jocelyn Tate, does she know it? Yes, she does. Throws it up, got to get the shot off. And it is no good. Jemiah Porter could not put that one home. Still a 3-point lead for Southern. Samford had 2 made threes in the span of 30 seconds in that first quarter. Had 1 other bucket the rest of the quarter. 3 made shots, 8 points, only down 3. Here's Godbolt, gets that one taken away. And a jump ball possession arrow. Southern, that's turnover number 7.
What's happening is Southern's ball pressure, especially on Godbolt, it is so relentless. They are there on the catch. They beat them to the spot. And right now, the guards, they have got to do a better job of expecting it and having some sort of counter. Because they're playing right into Southern's hands.
Rebound, Yarborough. You know, in the half court, you wonder if they need to start pushing it as Yarborough cashes that one home. Just as I was saying it, you might not want to set up in the half court with how defensively Southern's been playing. Their 3rd 3 of the morning. Feels like the morning, the night. Jocelyn Tate gets open. The Plinko chip falls through for the 5'11 sophomore.
You haven't seen as many plays in transition, any pace, because the second there's a bucket, Southern is picking up Godbolt, their point guard. So they're thrown off a little bit. That's something they can obviously, counter and figure out a different way to scheme. But you can't give her that much time.
Bree for 3. That's Brianna Rivera. The nation's leader in 3-point makes. That's her 110th on the season. Their first lead since it was 2-0. Nice feed inside. That one rims out. Jemiah Porter could not finish. 1-point lead for Samford here in the second quarter in this first 4 matchup. Nice feed inside. Left hand is good. Baguda on the assist from Yarborough.
A couple threes, and then the paint starts opening up, and a great response, getting that layup.
An 8-2 run for the Bulldogs. Some coach-wise said, if we can hit a couple of shots, it'll soften them up and might change the way that Southern plays defense. Tate to the corner, nearly goes out of bounds. And how about Samford with a little taste of Southern's medicine? And that is a turnover, a travel going the other way.
And Samford does it a little bit differently. They play a lot of help side, a lot of team defense, being in the gaps, stunning, making sure that you could either take a charge or make a play in there. That's excellent team defense. That's what's got Matt Wise fired up, and their coaching staff and the fans here are loving this surge that you're feeling right now with all the momentum in Samford's hands.
Samford missed 10 of their first 13 shots. They've made their last 3 shots. In a related story, they're up 3. Francie Morris defended tightly by Jocelyn Tate. Just no room to roll.
That is an understatement.
Oh my God.
Watch it front row right here.
Yarborough, that one tipped away. That's steal number 7. Reed off the glass and in. Jalea Reed, out of Hot Springs, Arkansas, former Mississippi Valley State star, turns it around.
Another steal and transition points. I mean, that's what breeds life to Southern, is their defense leading to offense. Samford's got to be so much tighter with the ball. The little lazy dribbles, it's not going to cut it right now against the Jaguars.
7 steals so far for Southern. They average 11.5 for a game. Rivera looking for that 3. Nation's leading 3-point maker. Southern closes out. Here's Yarborough. 10 on the shot clock, defended by Tate. Yarborough lost it on the way up. Another turnover. Another steal. Steal number 8. And another tip there by Edwards. We'll see what they call. That is a foul, and a blocking foul on Samford. That will be on Morris. That's her second for the freshman.
Yeah, I understand the blocking call. She didn't establish legal guarding position. Good call by the referees.
Coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship continues on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. For tournament game times and networks, go to NCAA.com. Some great games today. Duke nearly getting upset.
I got to ask you, Matt, did you have High Point?
You know, I called High Point in the Big South Tournament Championship. I called 3 games, and there's no one knows High Point unless you're a local broadcaster like I do,
okay.
And I picked Wisconsin. That's what happened. Fouled from behind, and they will get that call as Edwards shakes her head as Godbolt falls to the ground. That's her first for Deshante Edwards.
Deshante Edwards, man, she gets after you defensively, and she's been on Godbolt this entire time, making her life miserable. Every catch, she's there. Every dribble, she's trying to cut her off. They were working zigzag drills to start practice yesterday. That's when you know it's real. That's when you know the defense is legitimate.
Godbolt gets by Edwards.
Least favorite drill for me.
Baguda hands off to Yarbrough. So much contact in the perimeter. They will press up on you. Baguda. Tarpley. Nowhere to go. Yarbrough. That one rejected. Good defense there by Tate, and a whistle. Well, that foul is, I believe, on Edwards. That is 2 on Deshante Edwards.
Trying to figure out where the foul occurred.
They got a push on Edwards,
okay.
Pushing Baguda, perhaps, to the floor.
I'd like to see Samford get into some slips off ball screens, or maybe some back cuts, something to relieve that pressure that you're seeing along the perimeter.
Yarbrough, who had 25 points in the conference tournament championship to win the SoCon. Number 3 in red, Rivera. That 3 ball, no, not even close. Baguda, yeah! Baguda with the basket, the freshman out of Spain. 3 total points in 3 games in the conference tournament. She'll have a chance to match that at the free throw line. Puts that one in. She'll go to the line. Timeout on the floor. Timeout Southern. 2-point lead for the Bulldogs. Thanks, Taylor. And ladies, appreciated that. Great time of year. The first 4. Here as we look at Samford, really started ice cold. Finally got a couple of buckets a couple of threes to drop. They don't ask you to draw a picture, just whether or not it went in. And Carla Baguda has 5 points in this game. She had 3 in the 3 conference tournament games when they won the SoCon. A 3-point lead here for the Bulldogs. Jocelyn Tate closed off. Agway kicks this one out. 10 on the shot clock. That one's stolen away. Just the second steal for the Bulldogs.
See how they're denying and not letting Godbolt use that ball screen, and they're forcing it all to a corner, kind of taking away what they want to do offensively. So gonna have to be some adjustments at the half of how they can get away from that, look a little bit more fluid offensively.
5 on the shot clock. Godbolt outside to Yarbrough. Yarbrough! Good defense and a great box out there by the Jaguars. Jocelyn Tate with a head of steam. Lay-in no good, and a foul. And the Samford bench and Coach Wise cannot believe it. That foul will be on Yarbrough. That is her first.
How many times have we seen this? Southern in transition, and Jocelyn Tate, man, she is an aggressive player on both ends of the floor. We saw her in the open hitting that game winner against number 1 Alabama A&M. Just a sophomore, but a bright future.
So good defensively as well. Second in the SWAC in total steals with more than 60. You're seeing the free throw issues rearing their ugly head here for Southern. They are now 1 for 5 from the free throw line. They're one of the worst free throw shooting teams in all of college basketball. Less than 60%.
Yeah. Carlos Funches, he's drilled it. He's not talked about it. I mean, Coach Muffin McGraw in studio, you know, when there's mental blocks with free throws, how do you handle it? He's reached out to a bunch of different coaches. And
has he reached out to Muffin?
Hey, that's worth it. I always pursue Muffin McGraw.
Delancey, no. Nearly goes out of bounds. Tate kicks it out. Hurston for 3. Offensive rebound, creating space in the dish inside is Tate. Southern just so physical on the glass and on the perimeter. Nice feed inside the right hand. No good there by Yarborough. That was a great feed from the perimeter by Snoddy. They're going to have to do a little bit more of that cutting. And a turnover. Turnover number 5 for Southern.
Oh, love the unselfishness. And there's the offensive rebound again. But the wise decision to dump it off to Jocelyn Tate for a much easier, more efficient 2. And this is kind of the philosophy of Southern and Carlos Funches is our 2 versus the other team's 1. We've got 2 at every position, and we know we can maybe endure and then outwork and tie our teams down, utilizing our depth. That's their superpower, is their bench.
Rivera, spot up 3. That one is way firm. Off of the glass and nothing else. Jocelyn Tate trying to make it happen. She's closed off there by Tarpley. Cunningham, yeah! The 3 as she falls down. Michaela Cunningham, a 41% shooter from 3, one of the best on the team. Samford tries to answer. Instead, it's an over the back from Emily Snoddy. Here's Cunningham again.
Yeah, Cunningham more of a facilitator, point guard for Southern. But at this point, I think that you take good looks within your offense. And whether that's dribble penetration and kick out or defender sagging off, you take that shot, and she's got the numbers to prove it.
Just her 17th made 3 on the season, but she's efficient with them. Coach Funches says, if she's going well, we're going well. That was a good shot. Another free throw miss. Again, Coach Funches has tried to not talk about it, but everyone knows about it. It's the elephant in the room. Look when they shoot. And even when they're wins, 62% is not a great percentage.
Yeah.
2 for 6 now. From the free throw line are the Jaguars. Shot better from the line in the conference tournament. Nearing the 2-minute mark, offensive foul. And that is on Morris. She checked in with 2, and now she'll likely have to sit with 3. The SoCon 6th Woman of the Year. A couple of 3s early, but 3 fouls.
Yeah, watch it all play out. And again, the defense is so smothering for Southern, and the freshmen just trying to get open, trying to maybe pushed off a little bit too hard there.
Lagway, the lefty! Devani Lagway, the senior out of Los Angeles, a 9-0 run in 90 seconds for the Jaguars. That one nearly tipped away. Godbold, 15 on the shot clock, just a frenetic pace. They almost make you feel like you have to rush your shot. Tarpley is good.
And Tarpley's a player that Southern's been playing off of.
Just her 6th made 3 of the season, to your point.
Huge bucket.
Jocelyn Tate draws the foul.
Lagway, again, defenders slow to rotate, makes them pay. And then on the other side of the floor, credit Martha Bishop, understands, give it to 20 on the wing. It's been tough sledding to try to get open looks, but there gets a nice look for Samford.
And a free throw does go home for Southern. Jocelyn Tate, one of the better free throw shooters on the team at 57%. Now middle of the pack makes them both. 5-point lead for Southern about a minute to go here in this first half, in this first 4 game. The winner gets 1 seed South Carolina on Saturday. Right here at Colonial Life Arena. Yarborough, 10 on the shot clock. Tarpley. Godbolt, a defender every step of the way. Godbolt finds her way in. That one tipped away, no foul. And that will stay here with 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Good movement offensively, but man, the defense just gets there. Good timing.
How about that for Cunningham?
Huh?
Right? She misses it, jumps a little too soon, and then still swats that one away. Godbolt set to inbound, 2 on the clock. Yarborough? No. Southern has some numbers, but a double dribble. Turnover number 6 for Southern. Coach Funches says, no, his hand was up. She didn't double dribble. Yes, she did.
Coaches got to fight for their players, Matt.
Have to. It's rare to see a coach agree with an official's call against your own team. Look at the points off turnovers. 14 for Southern.
And I think they've left some points on the board.
Yeah.
I mean, they have 11 so far.
10 on the shot clock. Godbolt. Bishop back to Godbolt. Gets the screen from Bishop. That's a foul on the way to the hoop. Nice job there as Porter picks up the foul. He's going to have to create that contact, take Southern's aggression to them, and work it to your advantage.
You know they're going to be active. You know they're going to try and block your shot or beat you to the spot. You got to dribble at the hip and draw that foul and start getting yourself to the free throw line. Godbolt did that on the possession.
Samford, this will just be their 2nd free throw attempt of the night.
I think they just relied too much on outside jumpers. They've got to attack the paint as well.
Sierra Godbolt, transfer from UCF. Spent her first 2 seasons at UCF. This is her 2nd season with Samford. Coach said her confidence was really beaten down. Lost her starting spot at the end of last year. Her and Jada Knight were kind of 50-50. Knight goes down with a season-ending knee injury, and Sierra Godbolt has just owned the position. Southern will hopefully go into the locker room on their count with a lead, trying to extend it. Jocelyn Tate, 8 on the clock. 3 ball, no good. Rebound here. And now Bree Rivers, they won't get a shot off. The clock was ticking down, could not get a shot off. Southern with a 27-24 lead, and this is Southern basketball. Distributing the points. 6 here, 5 here, 5 here, and 5 for Reed as well.
Balance offensively and force some turnovers. 11 already forced.
3-point lead for Southern. Send it to the studio. Taylor, take it away.
NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. You are watching the first 4 presented by Intuit TurboTax.
Here in the capital of South Carolina, it is Columbia, home of the South Carolina Gamecocks, who await the winner of this game between Samford and Southern. Southern with a 3-point lead in the first 4. Matt Schick alongside Stephanie Sorensen. Points were going to be at a premium in this game. We knew Southern's defense would come to play. They've been making things really challenging for the Bulldogs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for 94 feet in this game, it's been difficult for the point guards and for the offense, and in large part to how suffocating they've been. 9 steals so far in this first 20 minutes. Matt, they averaged 11 in a full game, so they came out ready to play. In passing lanes, they were in them. On the ball defensively, switch, communicate, be active. I think they completely took Samford out of what they wanted to do offensively and then made them pay in transition, where they were able to score 14 points off of those turnovers. Can they keep it up for the next 20 minutes, or what response, what changes do we see from the Bulldogs offensively? It was tough sledding there in the half court.
The leading scorer in the game has 6 points. Francie Morris for Samford, and also DeShante Edwards for Southern. Points have been distributed. They're at a premium. We begin the second half. Will be interesting to see the adjustments that Coach Wise makes here. Here, Godbold with the basketball. Rivera gives her kind of a ghost screen there at the top. Here's Morris playing with those 3 fouls and gets the bucket to go. 8 points for the freshman.
Right away, they went away from the ball screen on the wing and went right into some dribble drive. And that's a great adjustment by Matt Wise to eliminate the way that Southern was so successful at taking them out of their offense. And he's got a lot of plays in his arsenal, so it's not a surprise they were able to adjust.
Reed hits the 3, her second of the night. She's got 8. Southern shooting just as well from the three-point line as they are from the free throw line. 4 for 9 from each. Morris. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Godbold. Gets the screen from Snoddy. Player hits the deck. Snoddy wide open. Hits it. Emily Snoddy in her fourth season with Samford. 6th year of college. Coach says her body's just holding on for dear life right now. Just a really good basketball player with high IQ.
Good start offensively to this third quarter. I wonder if Megan Kewen in studio is like, okay, I see the offense now. Starting to click.
Morris draws the double inside. Snoddy kicks out. Rivera for 3. Bree Rivera, the nation's leading 3-point maker, with her second of the night and her 111th of the season. A 1-point lead for Samford. Clock resets to 20. Strong rebound by Edwards. Michaela Cunningham defended by Godbold. Cunningham. I don't know if she was rushed on that shot, as Samford's fans were about 4 seconds ahead. Godbold swings it out. Morris. How did she find Tarpley? Swings to Godbold, turns down the shot. 5 on the shot clock. 3 on the shot clock. Tarpley has 1 3. Can't find her second one. Rebound.
Such a good possession defensively for Southern. They cover so much ground. They communicate.
Bunches wants that timeout. They defend for all 30 seconds of that shot clock. We'll see what Southern does here. Down a point in this first 4 matchup in Columbia. South Carolina, the 1 seed. And now for tonight's slam dunk matchup, brought to you by Wendy's. See some of the South Carolina Gamecocks on hand here, watching, checking out, doing some scouting to see who their next opponent would be. Certainly will be a tough matchup for whoever faces South Carolina. For the Gamecocks, though, trying to put the past behind them.
Yeah, I mean, coming off a disappointing loss to Texas in that conference tournament championship, but just to remind folks at home, last time that happened to South Carolina was in 2022, and they won a national championship. So
all is not lost, you're saying, for a very talented team. 3 ball,
some extra motivation.
There it is. 1-point lead for Samford. Saw Dawn Staley, the head coach of South Carolina, in the house as well. She was talking to the 2 teams earlier today at their shoot-arounds. We'll have some of that for you. Very cool moments. Godbold turned down the 3. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Rivera. Rivera, mid-range. Yeah. Samford's been better with the basketball. and better shooting the basketball. A 7-0 run for the SoCon champions. Bounce feed inside, nice slip. On the receiving end, Demaya Porter. Rivera for three. Fouled on the three. That one is on DeShante Edwards. That is her third. Brianna Rivera, three-point specialist. A little too close.
Yeah, got fouled, got hit on the arm. Great call, and it's good to see her assert herself offensively because she doesn't need a lot of time to get her shot off. And boy, is she accurate. That's what I kind of gasped a little bit when she made the two because, as you can see, that's not really where she makes a lot of her shots, but she does lead the nation in three-point shooting.
That was her 8th made two-pointer of the season.
You know, you got to know your role, Matt. She knows it really well.
It's like we saw Chase Johnston for High Point on the men's side today. Made his first two of the season on a breakaway layup. They got the win over Wisconsin. Timing is everything. Pick your spot. Rivera gives Samford their largest lead. It's 4. A 10-2 run in the last 3.5 minutes. Steffi, what adjustments you need to see from Southern offensively?
Got to make some shots. I think they've had decent looks, especially getting inside. I mean, that's been a great answer. And get yourself to the free throw line instead of settling for some jumpers.
A good shot there from Porter. They're just not getting these bunnies to fall.
Yeah, they've had 14 shots at the rim, layups. They've only made 6. That's hindered them throughout the game.
When you know you're Samford and you know you're going up against a team that struggles at the free throw line, how does that impact the way you play defensively?
I think you can take a risk. I mean, you can be aggressive, and you just got to make sure, though, you've got the depth to, if you're going to accumulate fouls and use them, that it's the right players fouling.
Demaya Porter says, stick that in your pipe, Matt Chick.
Yeah.
2 for 2 there at the line. It's a 2-point game, 5 minutes to go in the third. Nearly a turnover. Rivera, he was calling for it. Bishop was under the hoop. Yarborough, the freshman, had 25 points in the conference championship game. Godbolt, the screen from Bishop. 3 on the shot clock. Yarborough's got to get it off. They don't see it, and they won't get it off. And Coach Wise says, it's all right, calm down. Giving a little instruction there for Kaylee Yarborough. Southern trying to get back on track offensively next.
Power weak really made them do well. The second you see that trap coming, they're icing the ball screen. They're forcing it down towards the baseline. So Martha Bishop's like, okay, I'm not setting a ball screen anymore, but I'm open. But it does take away the vision of the shooters on the wings. But if you can be patient and run through that, you've got shooters on the along the perimeter. And I think that's something Matt Wise kind of settled in his group. Hey, this is what they're doing to us. They're trying to take away our ball screen offense. He went to the dribble drive a little bit, but the person setting the screen is going to be incredibly important. They're a decision maker. They can slip, they can roll, but they're also a good passer. And so that's been Southern's game plan this entire game. It has been working, but now Samford's starting to adjust a little bit and hitting some shots, more importantly, and Bree Rivera is a big part of that.
Top 30 nationally are the Samford Bulldogs in free throw and 3-point makes and attempts on the season. And Bree Rivera, you're looking at her, a big reason why. 111 made threes on the season. Nobody in Division I has made more. 2-point lead for Samford. Found the open player down low. It's Bishop, but that one gets rejected, and Samford wants a foul. Not going to get it. Jocelyn Tate all the way. Spot up 3. Bishop, that one rolls out. She's only made 3 3-pointers on the season. Delancey, that one's short. Good box out there by Kaylee Yarborough, the freshman.
Yeah, it's plays like that, and that's how you win the game, is defensive box outs.
Coach Wise calling out a play. Yarborough outside. Tarpley has it. Yarborough. And a foul. And good sportsmanship there by the Jaguars as they pick up Martha Bishop. Second foul on Tate.
Martha Bishop has given everything out there and left it on the floor. I mean, she's in every possession. She's screening, she's passing, and more importantly, she's rebounding. And she's not just a basketball player. She's a soccer player. She's a forward on the soccer team that won a tournament championship. And then basketball kicked in, and she decided, hey, I'm going to win a basketball tournament championship as well. So hard working out there.
Tarpley, no. Yeah, she became the first Samford student athlete to win 2 SoCon championships in 2 different sports in the same year. They were the 1 seed in soccer.
You guys should have seen her warming up. It was extra sprinting.
You said you could tell she was a soccer player.
Soccer players run, they can run forever.
Destiny Dixon with that bucket for Southern. It's a 2-point lead for the Jaguars, a 6-0 run. Yarborough finds her shot, and the foul!
What a great read by the freshman to curl this screen. Sends 2 screens, comes right off of it, gets a little hit on the elbow. Have an opportunity for a 3-point play. And both teams just knocking bucket after bucket.
Kaylee Yarborough. She was down for a couple of weeks during conference play. She had some shin splints. And then when she came back, she was on a minutes restriction. Wasn't getting a lot of reps in practices or in games. Had a long lull, but she has made up for it. Put back, no good, but a foul as Porter will go to the free throw line. Let's take a look at our bracket tips brought to you by Allstate. ESPN Tournament Challenge is back, the #1 bracket game. Women's brackets close Friday. Scan the QR code upcoming to fill out your brackets. Look at these tips. How about that top 3 seeds? Yeah, you're not going to lose. Usually in pretty good shape. But 4 Final Fours with all 1 seeds as well. Hasn't happened in 8 years. This year could happen yet again. Foul on Bishop. Scan that QR code.
I'm in the middle of scanning that code.
You are. You are actually scanning it. And a foul, and a useless one on Tate. That's her 4th. And she knows she's heading straight to the bench. Jocelyn Tate with 4 personal fouls.
8 points, 6 boards.
That's the SWAC tournament MVP.
She does so much more than just what I said. I mean, just her aggression, her defense, her leadership, the motor that she plays with. I know she's beating herself up right now. Just gotta, be smart once you get back out on the floor and trust your teammates, as this team they do go deep.
She was the SWAC tournament MVP, had 33 points, 20 rebounds, 6 steals, 3 blocks in 3 days combined. She did it all. And now she won't be able to do anything for a while, sitting there with 4 fouls and a couple of key free throws from Yarborough. 7 ties, 8th lead change of the night. Kayla Cunningham.
Samford going into a zone, that 2-3. Now, can they rebound out of it? That's the biggest question. You're going to protect the paint, but you got to get the defensive rebound.
Cunningham kicks it out. Inside, that one turned over. That's that defense. Porter off of their hands from the pass from Deshante Edwards. What does that zone do to you on offense when they switch it up like that immediately?
Well, it kind of stalls you a little bit. You're not used to, you've been going against man for about 25 minutes. All of a sudden you see a zone, and most tendencies of teams will just slow down and then just start passing instead of cutting or trying to get to the rim.
Turnover there. That's number 13 for Samford. Samford looking for their first NCAA tournament win. Southern looking for their second in as many years. They won in the first four last year in Los Angeles, went on to lose to the 1 seed UCLA. The bounce feed inside, Porter no. Porter nearly had that one stolen away. Sticks to it, and this does not pay off, and a rebound from Godbold. She's got Rivera in the near corner. Godbold doesn't get the foul, and it'll stay here. Godbold set to inbound. Rivera in the far corner. Oh, Bishop, just some miscommunication there with Yarborough. That's what that perimeter defense does to you from Southern.
I mean, that's why they're a top 5 team in defending the three-point line, in that their ball pressure is exceptional. It is what starts their defense, is they'll pick you up, put an arm on you, and every shooter knows you hate that feeling because, oh God, how am I going to get open? But it makes you play faster. It makes you hesitate. That's the biggest thing.
Opponent shooting 25% from 3 against Southern. That is 4th best defense defending the 3. Here's Cunningham. A minute to go here in the third. Porter, all-conference performer off the glass. Samaya Porter trying to put her fingerprints on this game, and those prints give the Jaguars the lead.
Good things have happened when you get Porter the ball.
Morris being harassed by the Jaguars. How about that vision for Rivera? How did she see her across the court?
You know who had that breakdown? If you were just patient enough, that skip pass is available for a shooter on the wing. What a pass that was, and what a shot.
A single season program, a conference record for threes in a season. 112 on the year for Rivera, but a nice inside feed as Reed puts it home. Cunningham doing a nice job of orchestrating the offense as the third quarter comes to a close. All knotted up here, Steffi.
What a pass, and what an exceptional three-pointer made by Rivera. The nation's leading three-point shooter. Watch out. Tie game here.
Samford and Southern did not win their respective regular season championships. They had to do it the hard way in the conference championships. And Matt Wise and his Samford Bulldogs trying to get their first NCAA tournament win in their third appearance. They did qualify for the 2020 tournament, which was not played. For Southern, looking for back-to-back NCAA tournament wins under head coach Carlos Funchess in his 8th season. He's been a SWAC veteran, been with the program for 20 years. Knows the ins and outs of his program, of this league, and what it takes to get to this moment. What's going to be the difference here in the final stanza?
Last 10 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. I think it's all about execution, you know, knowing your game plan, knowing your scout, and taking care of the basketball. We've seen both teams a little bit loose with it. Samford in the first half, Southern sometimes in that third quarter.
Porter inside, that's fouled there by Baguda. Porter's going to have a lot to say about how this game finishes here. She is the lone Jaguar on an all-conference. Baguda looks for the cutting. Yarborough cannot finish. They tried to replicate what Southern did. 9 minutes to go and some change. Winner gets South Carolina on Saturday in this very arena. Shante Edwards to Cunningham. Cunningham thought about the step back three. 3 on the shot clock. Got to get it off. Off glass, no good. There by Edwards.
Got to get Rivera some touches. I mean, she was on fire. She didn't miss a 3 in that third quarter. 11 points. That's the hot hand.
Rivera in the near corner. Here's Godbolt. Another short clock situation upcoming. Yarborough to Godbolt. 3 on the shot clock. Godbolt drives, bounce feed, off glass and in! Carla Baguda at the buzzer. It's a 1-point game. Carla Baguda with
How big has she been off the bench?
7 points in this game. She had 3 total points in 3 games of the SoCon tournament. Cunningham trying to step through. Can't get that one to fall. Rebound. Porter, yeah! Jemiah Porter, the backup 3.
Just making a living on the glass right now.
11 for Jemiah Porter. Yarborough. Here we go! $11 for Yarborough, the true freshman. This is what you came to see. Samford and Southern going toe-to-toe for an NCAA tournament win. Porter gets her own rebound. 13 for Porter. Feed inside. That one from Francie. Morris inside to Baguda again.
Freshman to freshman. They don't look like freshmen out there right now.
Growing up before our eyes. That 3 is good. Jalea Reed. She's got 13. Her 3rd made 3 of the night. Morris cannot find the bottom. Playing with those 4 fouls. Check that 3 foul. And a timeout. A frenetic pace. A track meet breaking out here in Columbia.
Big bucket after big bucket being delivered. How about this 3-pointer? Love it. What a game.
Like you care for the game.
Wendy's has new biggie deals starting at just $4. So now you can.
How about Jalea Reed? 13 points in this game so far. Part of me, when I saw those blue shoes, I was like, oh, it's on for her. Like, I knew she was going to come out and hit some shots or find some teammates. Her physicality on both ends of the floor helped set the tone for Southern to start this game, and she's knocking down 3s when the team needs it here in the 4th quarter.
In her first season with Southern, no one for the Jaguars has made more 3s on the season. Rewarding performance by Capital One to Jalea Reed. 3-point lead here for Southern. They call the timeout during that frenetic pace. See what they've drawn up. And an offensive foul. Moving screen. That'll be on Cunningham. Coach Funcher says that is not what we drew up in that huddle.
It's just left too soon, and bad execution by Southern, especially after the timeout. But they do get number 4 in white back in the game. We saw her emotional when she picked up her 4th foul. She's got 6 minutes to go. She's got to play smart here.
Godbolt. Snoddy. Rivera open 3. That one just misses. Oh, they got to run out the other way. Jalea Reed. 5-point lead for Southern. She's got 15. Godbolt, that one kicked away. The first steal of the second half for Southern results in points. Jocelyn Tate checks in and provides dividends on the offensive end. 7-0 run for Southern. Five minutes to go in this first four matchup. Morris. Tipped in out of bounds. It'll stay here with 6 seconds on the shot clock.
We talked about executing in this fourth quarter. Great pass by Cunningham. Find a streaking Reed for the easy two. And then again, defense. You mentioned great call by you. No steals since that first half. And a nice one playing in the passing lanes. As they're able to capitalize.
18-2 in points off turnovers for Southern. Coach Funches didn't make any bones about it as we have spillage. Uh-oh, someone get a towel. Like a non-alcoholic beverage. That'll be easily replaced. But he said, look, we've got to make sure that we're just playing defense. Points off turnovers is what gets our offense going. Our steals and in transition. Godbolt, no, on the short clock. Danger zone now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, got to stop the bleeding right now. Definitely need to stop. I did like when they went 2-3 and played a little zone, threw a different look at Southern.
Jemiah Porter working out a double-double. No good. Strong rebound there by Snoddy. Oh, and that one tipped away. Little miscommunication results in free throws. And that'll be the fourth foul on Francie Morris. Samford had the rebound, but Snoddy, little miscommunication on the pass.
Yeah, got to have strong hands against a team like Southern. Like, they're going to try and play with the rebounder, get a loose ball, get a tip, get a steal. It's just extra effort, extra plays, extra possessions. Dixon at the free throw line now.
7-point lead here for Southern. Looking for their second straight NCAA tournament win in as many years. Free throw no good. ESPN Tournament Challenge women's brackets close very soon. Download the app. Scan the QR code to get started. Create a group. Invite your friends. Get ready for the madness with the #1 bracket game in the world. The women's game closes tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Largest lead for Southern. It's 8. The champions of the SWAC. Back-to-back in the SWAC. Trying to get back-to-back years of a tournament win. Nearly another steal. Poked from behind. That foul will be on Hurston. Actually, that'll be on Damani Lagway. That is her first.
Lagway's not going to show up a lot in the points and steals, but her ball pressure on Godbolt, listen, whenever she's in the game, she has made life really tough for 22 and 1.
Trapped inside is Morris. Outside to Yarborough. 2 on the clock. Yarborough for 3. No, that one is short.
The way that Samford is able to shoot the 3 ball, I don't think they're out of it yet. There's still plenty of time, 3.5 minutes to go, but it's about getting stops and rebounds right now for them.
A bucket here would be devastating for Samford and a huge lift for Southern. Tate, no, gets a rebound. That one rejected. On the floor, Godbolt has it. Coach Wise calling out his offense. Godbolt. Here's Yarborough. 15 on the shot clock, less than 3 minutes to go. No points in the last 4 minutes. And that one knocked out of bounds with 5 on the shot clock. And a timeout. Samford. 8-point lead here for Southern. Let's send you to the studio. Taylor.
Owner takes hard work and a whole lot of miles.
Florida Gators volleyball team. Mother of head coach Matt Wise. I think that's Mitchell to her side there, who doesn't get a ton of credit. That's the brother, I believe, of Matt Wise. Mitchell, a great son in his own right. Never gets mentioned, we've been told on broadcast. That has now changed officially.
Well, look, you got mom, NCAA tournament.
That's
Dad,
right.
Mark Wise, NCAA tournament. Now you got brother, Matt Wise, into NCAA tournament. That's quite a trio.
Tate, and the shot clock expires. How about Tate there with that defense? Jocelyn Tate, the SWAC tournament MVP. There's only 5 on the shot clock as they inbounded it, and Southern gets it done defensively again.
Just the aggressiveness. And that's Jocelyn. I mean, Jocelyn is so good at that, and especially jumping the passing lanes. They will gamble, but their speed is really what sets them apart. That graphic, 19 points off of 17 turnovers by Samford.
Shante Edwards with the basketball. 15 on the shot clock. Defended by Rivera and poked away. Francie Morris poked from behind and a foul. And that is number 5 on Jocelyn Tate. And she is hoping she's not walking off the floor for the final time here in Columbia. Ten points, 7 rebounds for Jocelyn Tate. A little more than 2 minutes to go. Rivera, gotta have it. They do! And it's a 2 though. Foot was on the line. 6-point margin for Southern. 2-possession game. Cunningham gets the screen. Cunningham. Bounce feed. Put in there by Porter.
Porter's so clutch. She's been an anchor in the paint. Either a rebound, offensive rebound, or a layup. She's had her way all game.
Ball no good. Rebound here by Edwards.
I don't love the shot by Sierra Godbold. I think somebody else has got to touch it before you launch that 3. She's not a primary 3-point shooter either. It's got to be Morris or Rivera or the freshman Yarborough.
And for Francie Morris, the freshman, better days ahead. What a season it has been, and perhaps it's not over yet, but 8 points as she fouls out, the freshman out of Montgomery, Alabama.
Certainly a physical game.
Whew. A lot of growing up happening before your eyes for these underclassmen. It's an 8-point margin. You do wonder for how poorly Southern shoots free throws. At what point do you play the foul game? And there's Rivera with the foul. Francie Morris frustrated there on the bench. Wishing she could be out there, wishing she could have done more. Finishes with 8 points on 2 of 6. Excuse me, 5 of 13 shooting. And there's the missed free throw. 3 of 7 from the floor was Morris. 2 of 6 from 3. You see that missed 3. That missed free throw by Cunningham, but does hit that one. 11 of 18 from the free throw line is Southern tonight, a team that shoots less than 60% from the free throw line. But 7 of 9 from the charity stripe in the second half. That's been a huge difference.
Absolutely. They don't make those 7 of 9. It's a totally different story here in the second half. Great focus by the Jaguars.
9-point lead for Southern. 3 ball. No good. Rebound by Southern. That may just about do it with a minute to go. The back-to-back SWAC champs will try and ice this at the free throw line after the foul from Tarpley. A young Samford squad, Yarborough a freshman, Morris a freshman. A lot of players that will be back to give it another run next season.
And Matt Wise talks about building this program. The foundation is centered around two things, IQ and toughness. And when you look at that freshman, number 5 in red, Francie Morris, she's got high IQ, and she got tougher today. It was not easy out there. Just getting open, trying to get my shot, trying to find some sort of way to get other teammates involved. Southern was absolutely smothering her defensively. And that's frustrating. When you're just a freshman, you're out there, you're used to maybe getting to your spots, playing with some rhythm. Southern did not let her have that today at all.
A great defensive test. And one that Southern has passed with flying colors here tonight. An 11-point lead for the champs out of the SWAC. Remember, this game was tied at 51. Southern on a 13-2 run here to help close this one out.
Upheld Samford to just 9 points in the fourth quarter. When I say execute the game plan is to defend, get some rebounds, get your free throws, and then execute within the half court. And whether it was Porter, Reed, somebody stepping on, this is a very balanced Southern offense. But more importantly, the defense was really prevalent there in the fourth quarter. In contrast, that third quarter, Samford scored 20 points. Just 9 right now in the fourth.
Michaela Cunningham been stirring the drink tonight for Southern. So many different scores. Everyone who has hit the floor has gotten in the scoring column for Southern. Reed, your leading scorer with 15. Porter's got a double-double. Samford needs some points in a hurry. Rivera, 3-point leader nationally, no, and another steal. And a whistle here on the near side.
It was an inadvertent whistle.
And they will have a side out of bounds. Well, how fitting another steal. The second in the second half after 9 in the first half for Southern. One of the best defensive teams in the country when it comes to pilfers of the basketball. Coach Funchess will talk things over. Some dancing going on the bench for Southern. A lot of smiles. Oh yeah, why not?
I mean, this team is battle tested. Took on a brutal non-conference.
They had 7 power conference opponents.
Yeah, how about
in their first 8 games.
Matt, how about starting your season with Iowa State, and Ole Miss? Hello.
Well, and awaiting Southern, assuming they hold on, is Dawn Staley and South Carolina. She's been here all night. She's been here all day. Greeting the two teams, giving a good message beforehand. A tall task for the Southern Jaguars, but they will revel in this night.
Look at that.
And look at this photo. Great on Dawn Staley. She understands
Very
the position
gracious.
that she holds in this sport. It's like the president coming to your locker room to visit, and she did it with both teams.
Yeah, I walked into her talking to Samford, and I kind of sat back and listened. And I'm not going to share, what she said with the team, but she was always very gracious and so respectful of her opponents. Win or loss, you know that Dawn Staley will respect you and always gives back to the game.
And meanwhile, Samford clearing the bench a little bit. Godbolt sitting down. She fouls out. Check that. Checks out with one personal foul. And she got a round of applause. Head buried in the towel. It is the greatness, the sweetness, and the bitterness of the NCAA tournament. Season continues for some and ends abruptly for others.
They defied so many odds this season, and being the 6th seed in the SoCon and winning the conference tournament, punching their ticket. You get a taste of success, and you can feel it from these players, how bad they wanted it and how tough this game was.
And knowing that this is the last time you'll be on the floor with this collection of teammates. Remember, this is a Samford team that was 8-16 entering the month of February. On a 5-game skid, they won 8 of 10, including 3 straight of the conference tournament to get here. 2 on the shot clock. Brewer can't get that one to fall. Gets the rebound with her first action tonight. The clock ticking down, and it ends with another steal. For the second straight year, the Southern Jaguars win an NCAA tournament game. The first 4 for the second time. The Jaguars with a 12-point edge as they survive a feisty Samford Bulldog. Now they're into the bracket of 64.
Brody is looking.